The first human to ever make an elder of the Khelar Imperium scream did. So, by turning his back and saying nothing at all, I was there when it happened, standing on the obsidian floor of the celestial tribunal, beneath a ceiling made of living starlight. The air vibrated with translated thoughts and ancient authority. Entire civilizations had knelt here. Entire species had gone extinct after a single verdict. And yet, when the human walked away in silence, the elder lost control. That should have terrified us. But at the time, none of us understood why. My name is Elias Rowan. I was Earth's designated liaison to the Imperium, chosen not for courage or brilliance, but because I was expendable, a linguist, a translator of alien grief into something palatable for human ears. I thought my job was to prevent war. I was wrong. The Khelar had watched humanity for centuries, cataloging us like a dangerous anomaly, too emotional, too creative, too defiant of probability. When they finally arrived in orbit, their message was calm and surgical. Earth would be absorbed, regulated, and preserved like a volatile chemical seal behind glass. We were not being conquered. We were being contained. The tribunal was a final formality. One human representative. One chance to speak. One chance to accept the terms. Or refuse them. That was when Mara Hale stepped forward. She wasn't a politician. She wasn't even supposed to be there. A systems engineer from Pacific Arcology, dragged into diplomacy after surviving a classified alien interface experiment that killed 6 others. The Imperium wanted to study her resilience. I wanted to understand her silence. Mara listened as the elder spoke. Veilthuin, older than our solar system, its voice layered like collapsing mountains. It explained how human emotion destabilized probability fields. How our love, grief, and rage bent causality. How, left unchecked, we would tear holes in reality itself. We offer survival, Veilthuin said, under guidance. Mara didn't interrupt. She didn't argue. She didn't plead. She just stared at the elder with wet eyes and trembling hands. I remember thinking, please say something, because the tribunal feeds on response, on fear, on resistance. But Mara stayed silent. And then, impossibly, she turned around. No defiance, no speech, just a quiet decision. She began walking toward the exit portal. That was when Veilthuin screamed. The sound shattered the translators, cracked the starlight ceiling. Elders recoiled, not in anger, but in alarm. Do not let her leave unresolved. The elder thundered. You do not understand what she carries. But it was already too late. The portal closed, and everything changed. In the hours that followed, Imperium fleets repositioned. Surveillance intensified. Earth's sky is filled with silent geometry. The elders argued among themselves in frequencies that made my bones ache. I was summoned again, alone. Veilthuin appeared diminished somehow, its once cosmic presence now tightly contained. You must retrieve the human, it said, or prepare your species for erasure. I demanded an explanation. The elder hesitated. That alone chilled me. Humans do not merely experience emotion, Veilthuin finally said. You externalize it. When unresolved, it accumulates. It imprints. I thought of Mara's silence, her trembling hands. What does it imprint on? I asked. Veilthuin's many eyes dimmed. Reality. They showed me the data. Across the galaxy, ancient ruins marked the graves of civilizations that made the same mistake. Species that dismissed humans, abandoned them, silenced them. Each site shared the same signature. Localized probability collapse. Wars that began without cause. Stars that went nova without reason. All traced back to human survivors who were ignored. We call it the quiet burn, Veilthuin said. When a human walks away unheard, the universe listens instead. I returned to Earth in a stolen Khelar shuttle, my hand shaking. Mara had vanished into the Undercities, refusing all contact. Around her last known location, anomalies bloomed. Machines failed. People dreamed the same dream, of standing alone in a courtroom too vast to scream in. And beneath it all, something was waking up. When I finally found her, she was sitting by the ocean, watching the tide roll in like it always had. No fear, no surprise. "You shouldn't be here," she said softly. "They're afraid of you." I replied. She laughed. A broken sound. "I'm afraid of me too." That's when she told me the truth. During the experiment, she hadn't just survived the alien interface. She'd connected to it, felt the Imperium's endless calculations pressing down on human chaos. And in that moment of pain and loss, something inside her had reached back, not with power, with grief. "I didn't mean to become this," she whispered. "But when they spoke today, they didn't hear us. Not really." The ocean began to recede unnaturally fast. "This isn't an attack," she said. "It's a consequence." That was the turning point. The moment I realized the Imperium wasn't here to conquer us. They were running. Imperium fleets began withdrawing as Earth's probability field destabilized. Storms formed perfect spirals. Time slipped seconds at a time. Causality frayed. Veilthuin contacted me one last time. End her silence. The elder begged, let her be heard, or the quiet burn will spread beyond containment. I looked at Mara, at the woman who carried humanity's unresolved scream inside her chest. "What do you want?" I asked her. She closed her eyes. "I want them to listen," she said, "to all of us, to the mess, to the love, to the pain." So we returned to the tribunal together. No guards, no threats, just a human who refused to be ignored. Mara spoke then, not with anger, but with truth. She told them about loss, about choosing hope without guarantees, about how silence was the cruelest violence of all. The elders listened. For the first time in their history, they didn't calculate. They felt. The quiet burn receded. The stars stabilized. The tribunal dimmed, not in defeat, but in humility. The Imperium didn't absorb Earth. They withdrew, and before Veilthuin vanished into deep space, it left us with a warning etched into every star map it possessed. Never let a human walk away in silence, because if you do, the universe will speak for them, and it never whispers.